Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. It is Friday afternoon. It is 7 p.m. Central European Time. Well, a few minutes after that. And this is the Top Dog EU League, starring myself, Ryder Rockan, and my awesome co-caster, the Mish King.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hope that your Fridays is, of course, up to the standard that we expect it to be, which is thanking God worldly standards. So, yeah.
I believe that is the trend, yes. We've got them.
Do you remember when there used to be those restaurants, the TGIFs?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happened to those restaurants?
I don't know. We never actually had them here in the Netherlands.
We actually had them in Pakistan as well.
Really?
Like, that was an American thing, I think, and it was
Yeah.
in... They were actually in Pakistan. It was a cool-looking restaurant. They had, like, a paddle. They had people that would sing and stuff. It was so random
That's pretty awesome.
and cool. Yeah. But
I mean-
I guess it went the way of Blockbuster, and it shut down.
Yeah, I guess something sort of come and go, and it's like certain types of stores just don't always stick around. Like the funny thing is, well, it's not a funny thing. It's a sad thing. We've been losing a lot of game stores around here. So
Oh, yes.
like the store where we used to get my collector's editions of StarCraft and Forever and a bunch of other games that's gone now. It's no longer there, and it's been replaced by one of those get everything cheap here stores. You know, the bit
Wow.
smubs.
So it's like a 99-cent store or something?
It like
Or
that.
99.
They have like pretty much everything, and everything is cheap.
Yeah.
All right, but we're gonna get into the first game. It's going to
Oh.
be Love Your Girlfriend versus Darkstar.
Dude, I have good news for you, and that news is TGIF still exists.
Uh,
I'm so stoked. I guess they must have just stayed with, like, in America, maybe. But, yeah, it still exists, and this game exists as well. It's going to be a Zerg versus Staren straight off the bat, with Darkstar's Dax, who was formerly on Team Druids, versus Love Your Girlfriend's Mr. Barcode.
yeah, we actually have no idea who this is. We didn't bother to ask anyone either. But we're gonna pretend that we know exactly who this is, because that is how you do it. You create a theater of mind, and we present to you a version of the truth that makes us look good. So here we go. We're going to go in this game here on Akelon Waste. In the top left corner, in the red trunks, as our red player from Team Love Your Girlfriend, it is this guy.
Yes, and his opponent, the other guy.
From Team
Actually,
Darkstar.
no, Team Darkstar's Dax, green trunks, of course. Much love, much love. And Ryder, do you want to know something interesting about this opponent?
Always.
This guy could be a Korean, man. Like, I was having a chit-chat with a friend of mine the other day about Team Love Your Girlfriend, and I heard that they may have some Korean players. Not awesome sauce Koreans, but still Korean nonetheless, so...
That gives them
Always
an
scary.
inherent advantage, of course. I mean, genetics.
That plus, did you see his avatar? It was the normal avatar that you get with the starter, and it was level 2, so this is a fresh account.
So that probably means he's not accustomed to playing on this server. Or
Maybe,
he just
maybe,
got
or
a
this
new
could-
account.
Yeah, that is possible. Everything is possible in StarCraft 2, and in Open War, of course. Early Scout is going...
No, this is a proxy, man. This
Oh,
is a
wow.
Macarax.
Oh, Dax knows. Dax was checking for it. Look at that drone go.
Oh, wow.
He's
I
looking
wonder-
for it.
I wonder if Dax researched his opponent at all, because he has literally not seen anything. But at the current path, the Overlord is just gonna walk over this. Well, fly over this, because it's an Overlord and it does no walking. But he might actually see it with the drone as well.
Oh,
Yeah, he gets
yes.
it. Gets the
Yes,
glimpse. Sees the double barracks. This is going to be denied, pretty much. Dax has all the information. He scouted it very, very early, and he pretty much knows what he's going to need to do. And I'm actually mostly curious about how Mr. Barcode here is going to respond to this.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Barco is just going to keep doing it. I mean, he saved his other SCV. Dax is in a bit of a pickle right now. We'll get a few more pot shots done. Knows what's coming. And Dax is, well, actually, Mr. Barcode is just going to continue doing this.
Yeah.
Because why not? Why not Zergberg? Well, you know what he could do to mess with his opponent?
Pick off the Overlord.
Nope. Well, actually, once the Overlord is out of vision, send one of the barracks back and only attack with one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he could
Man.
totally do that because Dax has spotted both Baraxes. If he pulls back one, Dax may over-prepare for what is actually happening, giving our barcode player a little bit more of an advantage going into the next stage of the game.
Oh, he doesn't care. He's going select up in here, man. Gonna say sup, son. And he's gonna throw down the one bunker in front of that Overlord, saying that nope, the Overlord's head is turned. I can totally do this. Look at how many drones have been pulled. There are 3 Marines here, so these drones... I don't know how effective this is going to be. I think this is going to be really a crazy, crazy hold. 8 Lings is in production. These drones have to buy time, Ryder.
Yeah, and they're not buying a lot of time. They're just sort of trying to go mine.
But
but
the
I think...
Overlord...
Oh, yeah, he's got to pull the Overlord back. If he loses an Overlord, that could be fatalic.
Oh, where are these Lings going? The bunker's done. This is not looking good.
No, the Barco player is playing this out very well, and Doc seems to be running around a little bit. I'm not sure.
He's waiting for the queens.
Oh, that's probably it. He's waiting for the queens. No spines down as well. Doesn't actually have the money for it just yet.
This is a really bad situation. Dax has backed himself into a corner. Now he will cut off half of the Marines. He's got most of them out. A couple of Marines have gone into the bunker, though. And right now, this is getting pretty dicey. The Queen still stands, though, and it looks like Dax has, for the time being, broken this this pressure.
Very, very good hold. It actually looked very, very iffy for him for a while, but now that
the Queen.
He does
nice
save
catch.
the Queen. Great transfuse there.
Yeah.
Actually, Dax pulled all of the drones from the main, meaning that he was kind of all in on the defense. Either he was going to hold or he was going to die right there. And
Yeah.
I mean, why not? If you've seen 2 proxy racks and all those SCVs, maybe this is the way to play it. Because now, you know you're either
Or
going to defend or
round
not.
2, bro.
Yeah, this ain't over just yet. A few more Marines and a lot more SCVs coming off the line. Of course, Terran has mules, so he's still roughly equal to the Zerg player, who has all of his 9 drones out here. Not a lot of drones left. A lot of them were killed off in that battle. Spine is now going to go down. And this is going to be part 2 of can you hold this?
Yeah,
Doing
nice focus
good
fire.
surround.
He's focusing on the Marines. He's buying some time. Needs to get this spine crawler up. And I think this might be it. I mean, the spine crawler will get nuked down.
There goes the Spine. Doesn't even get a cancel off. And I'm not sure if
Too
2
many
Queens is
Marines.
going to be enough. This is
There's
just...
too many Marines.
It's too many.
Too few drones.
It's...
Yeah, he's done it.
This... Oh, Dox! You saw it so early! What went wrong? What went wrong?
He couldn't kill the SCV. Like, he was trying to kill the SCV, couldn't, and
Great
it
position.
just ended really, really badly.
Oh, actually
Mules,
using the
man.
SV. Oh, and he manages to only barely clean up this Marine, but with 1 or 2 Marines
What
rallying
cost?
in, it's not going to be enough. There's the GG, and that's the first match in the favor of Team Love Your Girlfriend. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well played.
a little bit of a quick game, but definitely not a bad one.
Well played, both players. I just feel that, to be honest, Dax needed a spine crawler up. I know that he wanted to have those 2 queens. I would have maybe gone with just maybe a pair less Lings. Maybe try to squeeze out just that 1 spine crawler behind the mineral line just
Yeah.
to get it up. Because once you get that 1 spine crawler, this attack, like, it just doesn't work as well. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No,
If
no,
you have
absolutely.
those 9 pair of queens, you can defend all day with that.
Yeah, pretty much. And like if you don't actually inject, you don't have that much money because you have fewer drones, and the energy then becomes transfuses, which you can use to keep either the queens or, more importantly, the spine crawler alive. And it just gives you a very good beachhead. And Dox just wasn't able to get that beachhead up, and as a result, the Team Love Your Girlfriend's player was able to just run around and do whatever he wanted until he broke his opponent.
Yes, indeed, yo. Yes, indeed, yo. And I'm kind of glad that this map is out of the ladder pool because of shenanigans like this. Like, I've been seeing this a lot in different tournaments. And kind of glad we won't necessarily be seeing it too much in the future as we get a couple of new maps in the ladder pool, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, absolutely. The new Shakuras, I forgot the name. It's a Shakuras.
There's the
map.
Alter Azim.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. You keep saving me on that one, so thanks for that.
Alright, bro. I got you, baby. Alter Azim Stronghold Tournament Edition.
Which is a
So-
great map, actually. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like that map too. It's fascinating actually. Like I wish that this map would have been in there before Frost because I feel that this is that big map that we've been waiting for
Yeah.
now.
it offers you so many opportunities, and normally, like in Wings of Liberty, I used to hate maps that gave you a back natural, because it's just well, for one base all ins were a lot more common. So every
Yep.
other game was a one base all in, or every game if it happened to be on what was that map's name? You know, the rusty space station that had a back natural with
Scrap
rocks.
Station.
No, it wasn't scrapped. It was like a 4-player map, and
Yeah.
it had a front natural and a back natural that had rocks at it. But it was pretty much impossible to scout the back natural if your opponent had any defense at the front at all.
This was in Wings of Liberty, right?
Yeah, this was in Wings of Liberty.
It had like one geyser, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was a normal base because this was before Blizzard allowed any shenanigans on ladder maps.
Aw,
It was the map where Idra lost a ZVZ because his opponent had contaminate, and he kept contaminating his hatches. I'm not sure if you remember that. It
Huh.
was GSL, I think.
And it was like there was like a ramp or something leading into that.
Yeah.
Leading-
The back
Yes.
natural was a low ground.
Yes.
And it
I
had
remember that.
this high ground area around it where you could have ranged units on to shoot down. It wasn't very large, but you could drop marines on it and be very, very annoying.
Really? Oh, I can't really recall that. I'm gonna have to check though, because this sounds so familiar.
Yeah,
Like
it
this
was
is
a
such.
very difficult map to play on because it was so hard to scout if your opponent actually took it, and because of the metagame, that was really strong. You had to know, are you going to expand or are you going to attack me? And that was a lot of times a big factor, especially, at my level of play, which, to be fair, at the time was Diamond, which was the highest league. So,
Oh, you mean you were playing during the beta days or the
No,
season one?
well, the first 2 seasons, when did Masters get added, actually?
I think it was season 2 or season 3. I can't really remember, to be honest.
Okay.
It was a long time ago,
Yeah,
though, man.
definitely.
Seriously. Wait, let me just check my history, man. I think I can see it. Because I had joined, I think, in season 2, and that particular season we had like Grandmasters.
Ah, okay. Well, the
It's,
first season of StarCraft 2 was long, by the way. I think it lasted for about
Oh
a year.
man, I miss those seasons, to be honest. It
No,
was, like,
I don't really
actually
miss.
preferred
I
it.
like that it's every few months you get new maps, you get a chance to re-go. Blizzard gets a chance to change the ratios for the leagues again, so that you were doing pretty well at Platinum and now you're Gold League. Screw you, we hate your achievements. So, I enjoy that pain that you get from you are now worse than you were. It's part of the game. It's part what makes it.
I don't know,
fun.
man. I don't know, because I kind of, again, I kind of felt that the seasons kept getting smaller and smaller, and it's like,
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Oh.
But they've synced them
But-
up with the WCS now, so it should be
yeah.
should
That
be
plus
consistent.
you can't drop out of the season anymore, so it kind of in a way to me makes more sense. Otherwise, if imagine that season length, but you can't drop out.
Yeah, that's
It's like, well, they changed the way the seasons work, right? So I can't really tell which season that was.
Okay, it was
Yeah,
long
because they
ago.
had like they've like added like season 1, 2, 3, 4 for that particular year, right? So
Okay,
I think it was season 1 in 2011 that I was here. This game came out in 2010, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Alright.
summer of 2010.
Yeah, so I think this was season 3 that I joined in. So it was probably this particular season when they added Grandmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Career summary? Wings of Liberty. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh wow! Because I placed in the highest. Oh no, wait, that's 4v4 and 2v2. Never mind. I was
Dude,
like, it gave me masters, really? But no, that's not how
Ryder.
it works.
I got some info to tell you, man. Shock is asking for the replay.
Oh really? Well,
Yep.
let me go send that replay. Is
Yep.
there some contention?
I have no idea. You're gonna have to talk to Shock about that.
All right, that's no problem. We will get
And
that out of the
Eric
way.
L.
It's a good thing I added the admin to my Skype only recently. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you keep your contacts handy, so you don't mess up. I had... there we go. Let us send a file. Cool. All right. So we're going to take a quick little break. I think because I'm supposed to send this first. So we right back for game number 2 of this amazing series. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
indeed, bro. Yes, indeed.
Is it right or is it wrong? Baby, put it in here. Nostalgia is for geeks. I guess some of us just like to read. One second, suddenly the course is made. Pop culture in me. Give me the thing that I love. Put your hands up, make 'em fun. Give me the thing that I love. Put your hands up, make 'em dance.
Oh, we're getting into the next game. It is between Love Your Girlfriend Stun and Darkstar's resident barcode player. It seems both players have their barcodes, and we are now going to see a fight between one and not the other. Mish, are you excited?
I'm totally titillated, man, and yeah, I expect that this particular Zerg player is going to be outstanding. I have my suspicions on who this is, but I'm not going to say them out loud. I want to keep it up to your imagination. And,
Keep the mystery
yeah.
alive.
Oh,
Keep the mystery
definitely,
alive.
because you know what happens after you like find out that so this is how they did Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park doesn't seem as awesome anymore.
No, you have to have the mystery for it to work. It's kind of like the next card in Hearthstone. You don't want to know what it is because it adds to the mystery. But we're going to open up our awesome leader video and lead us into this game. Alright, in the bottom right of Belshir Vestige, we have our red player from Team Love Your Girlfriend. It is Stun.
Yes, and his opponent playing for Team Darkstar in the Cyan Trunks, we have the Zerg player known as Barcode.
Did you know that if you go to SC2ranks.com, the barcode players have actually had unique names tied to them, so you can recognize who they are? Yeah.
Oh.
So you may not know who each barcode player is, but you'll be able to follow exactly what that particular barcode player has been doing. when you go to the
Oh,
site.
okay.
So
I
if
see
you-
what you mean. I see what you mean. It's like barcode player A, barcode player B.
Yeah, it's a little
Okay.
bit more descriptive, but pretty much that, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then this could be like red clone or possible white raw or something
Yeah,
like that.
once you figured out who it actually is, like if they play in a tournament or something, then boom, mystery is gone. And that's the way I like it. I like to know who these people are, so we can be excited when they do something that is either exactly what they've been doing or something completely different. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of completely different, did you see Home Story Cup where TLO beat Demaga by proxying spore crawlers?
I did not see that.
Well, it was.
But you know, they both ended up getting eliminated, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's not talk about that too much, but it was still an awesome play.
Yeah, I mean, only TLO would really think about that. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Spore Crawler is strong.
Yeah,
So.
it was pretty much he was going for a big Zergling attack, and Demaga had Lair. He was getting ready to transition into Mutalisk, and TLO just put the pressure on and built Spore Crawlers near the Demaga's natural, so he could keep
Yeah.
attacking. And it worked. He won that game. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, TLO, very awesome player. Even Demaga, man, I'm kind of sad that both those guys. It was really nostalgic for both of them to do so well in the WCS Europe Season 1.
Yeah, yeah.
But after Season 1, it was like they both
Not as good.
disappeared.
Like TLO for a while had a shot at being at BlizzCon, but you know the closer you got to BlizzCon, the clearer it got that it was just not going to happen, and
Yeah,
that
I mean-
saddens me.
Yeah, I mean, in Season 2, he didn't do very well at all. I think he fell off out of Premier League in Season 2, if I'm not mistaken. And possibly Challenger League Season 2, because that seemed to be a trend with a lot of guys. Like, a lot of the foreigners that were pretty set during Season 1, they kind of fell off during Season 2 into the Challenger Leagues.
Yeah.
Like Hasuabs, I think. Grubby, I think, was still in WCS EU. I think he's been consistently there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got eliminated somewhere. I think he was playing Hyun, maybe.
Well, I know that in Season 2 he got eliminated by Duck Duck. That much
Oh
is
right,
I
right,
remember.
yeah.
But Season 3, I can't remember what happened
No,
there.
no, me neither. I'm drawing a blank, man.
Although, you know, an interesting thing, a friend of mine played Grubby in Hearthstone.
Ooh.
And he lost. No, Grubby obviously won. My friend lost. Because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Grubby used Bloodlust.
Oh yeah, Bloodlust is such a good ability. You
'cause-
kind of wish it was available. Actually, it is available, except it costs health and it's called Stim. So the stun going to chase away this Overlord, which has seen the expansion and has seen this interesting little Gateway Cybercore formation. Something we don't actually see that much these days.
Actually, I've been seeing that a lot on ladder lately. Like,
Yeah.
I played against a few Protosses, they all opened this way, and I found it really uncomfortable as a Zerg player because it's like, is this going to be an all-in, or is he legitimately going to expand?
Yeah,
And
that's-
guess
that's
what? They both all-in.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess it's a little bit easier to stop Ling run bys and such. The advantage that having the structures near the nexus is if it's a very early pull, you have your structures right there. It's a little bit easier to defend with some probe micro and the single zealot and eventually the mothership core. And in a later stages, when it goes to oh yeah, that's fine.
Foster!
That's unfortunate. If it goes a little bit longer, it makes it easier to run around your base. Say Mutalisks are attacking and you have Blink Stalkers, then it's a little bit easier to get through this because this tends to slow down your army. So that's an advantage that Stun doesn't have. But to be honest, how many times do we see Blink Stalkers as a response to Mutas anyways?
Yeah, and I'm kind of fascinated by the way that this Sparkle player has, like, his basic tech pack that he's chosen. He's chosen to go for the Roach tech path, chosen to go for those upgrades and investing in an early lair. Whereas I would normally have gone for just the Ling speed and maybe a Roach Warren and then try to get a third.
Yeah.
Because once you know that your opponent is on 3 base, it's kind of good to do that, but still, you have to bear in mind that there's always this threat, and it looks like we might be seeing a 5-gate or 6-gate Blink all-in.
Yeah, that's definitely looking like it. This
Yeah.
really late third is beginning to become more and more common among Zerg players. It used to be pretty standard to just get your third hatch as quickly as you could get away with, and Zerg players have been backing off.
Well, to be honest, I think he was just banking on the fact that this would be an all-in. Like
Oh.
this seems quite clear that he was expecting an all-in, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna prepare for an all-in, have units on the field, have of course the +1, etc. So that when the all-in timing comes, I'll be well prepared.
Yeah.
And a Protoss player, if you identify this, you could punish a Zerg for playing this way and just be like, all right, you do that, bro. Good for you. I'm gonna take a third, and
Right.
we'll still be on even basis, going to like mid-tier tech or high third tier.
Yeah.
Ugh, tier 3.
Yeah, and then it becomes really uncomfortable for Zerg because you tend to want to be ahead unless there's a very good reason you're making army. It's almost committing Zerg to being aggressive themselves, and I don't think the Roach aggression is as strong as it has been at some point. But it does look like Darkstar's barcode is going to commit to this aggression, having the pylon out here and a lot of stalkers out already.
Yeah, and right now, if we look at the unit counts, there are currently 11 roaches to a few more stalkers warped in. So 15 stalkers to 11 roaches. And he cut drones at 50, which is really, really good. And now +1 is nearly done. Once it does finish, then these roaches will be much more potent. And we've got groove spines. But these stalkers, they're going to have a significant presence because Blink is done.
Yeah, so not only are there more stalkers, they're also more valuable than regular
Oh!
stalkers. That's a good blink and a good pickoff. There's 12 roaches coming, but they're going to be spread out over 3 hatcheries, so they're going to start trickling in. This is going to be a very, very hard pull for Darkstar's barcode, and he's actually pulling all the way back. He's
I
abandoning the
don't
third.
normally say this, but I think this is going to be GG because even though he was expecting the timing, I mean, this is just, there's just too much on the field right now. And with Blink, these stalkers are going to be so cost effective. Additional stalkers come in to flank. The army is constantly melting. It's trickling in. The third's down. This is just looking terrible for the Zerg player. And
Yeah.
I think, Ryder, we're going to see a GG shortly.
Yeah, unless the barcode player can hold this off, which is very unlikely considering the low amount of units. He, to be fair, he just started producing units a little bit too late to have the army up. That he actually needs to hold this off, and that's something that Zergs tend to do. They get a little greedy. They're like, well, maybe I'm safe now, and then the Protoss players come in and do exactly this. And there is the pull. The drone pull means you are in serious trouble, my friend. Can the barcode player make it happen? He's picking off a lot of stalkers, but he's not actually evening up the army counts.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you a little, but I feel like where he really kind of made the big mistake was teching into those Hydras. I mean,
Yeah, that's
sure,
a big
Hydras are
investment.
really, really good, but you still need to have the economy to be able to pump it out. And sure, right now, he's starting to pick off a lot of stalkers right now, but he's lost his third, and looks like eventually he'll have to GG.
And he's lost so many drones. He's 25 drones to 37 probes. Even if the Protoss player backs up now, it gives him a comfortable lead where he could take this longer, but Stun is not having none of that. He is not preparing to do any of that at all. He's just warping in more stalkers and trying to blink as best as he can. Getting some zealots. This is actually some good micro by the Darkstar player who's running circles. These quick roaches on creep are actually pretty valuable. Compared to what you maybe would have otherwise expected. But the Blink Stalkers, I think, they are just too strong. They have no upgrades, but yet they are better.
I know. I mean, it's because of the blink. I mean, it just increases the value of the stalker. And again, I kind of saw what he was trying to do by having like, all right, I will have roaches. There'll already be some on the field, so when I make roaches, there'll be even more than they normally would be. And also by having +1, the roaches will be able to eat through the stalkers a lot quicker. But by going into Hydras, he could not support Hydra tech.
No, and all the tech that he did get into Hydras, including the upgrades that he got range. I'm not sure if he got speed, but he definitely got range. It's a lot of gas investment, and roaches aren't actually that gas heavy. So it's not really, but it tends to be the constraining resource because you're going to have tons of minerals.
Yeah, like if he had just stuck with roaches, I felt that he would have had a better chance.
Yeah.
Like Roach with Burrow would have been excellent here instead of Roach with
Yeah, because there was
+1.
no detection on the field at all.
Exactly. Like this is something which is a weakness of the Twilight Council upgrade because it'll basically force your opponent to go for a robotics. Like he may back off, throw down a robotics. It'll buy you a small window of time where you can be like, all right, I can safely throw down a Hydralist then, and slowly start to like you can't max out on Hydras, but it's better to just sprinkle some in because that's a lot of DPS.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are
But-
already setting up for the next game. This is it's going like a train, man. I love it when operations run smooth. We get to have the
Oh,
best time.
so smooth. Silky smooth, baby.
Yeah, you knows it.
Yeah, and why a lot of people are probably wondering why we're so happy about the smoothness of this. It's not because we hate StarCraft, obviously
No,
not.
we love
the
it.
case.
We just love more games in less
Yep.
time because it means that we have the non-stop action. It's good for us because it keeps us on our toes, it keeps us rolling, and it's good for you because you get to see the awesome StarCraft with as little interruptions as possible.
Yeah, and of course we're talking about the downtime in between games, guys, not the actual game length themselves,
Oh, no.
because we just want good games overall, like
Absolutely.
regardless of.
I'm
their
perfectly happy
time.
with,
Yep.
with watching 5 1-hour games as long as they're good games.
Yeah, man. But not games that would make you like suffer heart attacks. Like I saw this one game. It was between SOS and a Zerg. I can't remember which Zerg it was. It came down to I think 5 Stalkers and Archon
Wow.
and like 6 Mutas. It was just the most ridiculous game. And then once the Archon, like he had to pull drones and stuff, and
Oh,
was
wow.
1 or 2 Zerglings, and he killed the Archon, and then he managed to kill the Zerglings. And at one point, the Zerg had like 50 Mutas. And it was just such an amazing game.
That sounds like a great game.
Yeah,
You gotta
my
show me
heart
that.
was pumping, man. I think that was season 1, the like GSL Korea,
Oh, okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
But before SOS became the best player in the universe.
Well-
Universe.
I'd say he's the best player when it comes to left field plays.
Well, yeah, he definitely knows how to play intelligently. I've actually been watching the Day 9 Daily on some of SOS's games, and it looks like he's just doing silly things. Let's see. Ready, all right, let's go. It looks like SOS is just doing silly things and catching his opponent off guard, but what he's actually doing, he's making smart plays based on very reasonable assumptions and reads from his opponents. Like the fact that he went for Stargate with a lot of zealots, like it makes sense to transition into Stargate on Derelict Watcher, which is actually a map we're going to go on for the next game. Because he had denied his opponent natural with a cannon rush. He had cancelled the cannons that were furthest away from the pylon so that he could finish the cannon close to it to keep the pylon alive so he could warp in. His third got cancelled, so he just decided to go for big warp-ins. Every decision he made, which caused a very silly game in the end, it seemed, was actually premeditated on very, very good, solid understanding of what works in which situation. And really, if you can do that on the fly, and regardless of how silly the game looks, you're solid, that makes you an amazing player.
I know those are. Well, we'll just do the player intros. Ryder.
In the bottom left corner of Derelict Watcher, we have in the green trunks from Team Darkstar, the Green Terran Avocado.
Yes, and his opponent from Love Your Girlfriend, like a panda, wearing those pink trunks, man. The Protoss.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so.
PvT, good
yeah.
matchup.
As you were saying, it does make you look silly. I've seen those sort of strats in like low leagues, man, and if I tell you they do work. Like if executed well enough, I always say that a lot of the sillier strats that you see in lower leagues are legit. Like it can work.
Yeah.
So, yep. Especially with SOS, well played by him. Still sad about J-Dog.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The Jaedong storyline was just so much better. If Jaedong would
You
have
should
won that...
leave EG. I'm blaming EG for this. This is painful to watch. And you know what the ironic thing is?
What was that?
He's the highest earning EG player right now, like in StarCraft 2.
Dude, Jaedong is the highest earning esports
that's
player
like-
of
yeah,
all time.
But I mean in StarCraft 2 right now, like all time, it's like seriously, man. Brood War money was the
That's
best
true.
money.
That's true.
Yeah, so he's like got about 115,000 in StarCraft 2 earnings, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he's ahead of pretty much everybody else. I think the next in line is Thorzane, if I'm not mistaken.
Possibly, yeah. So this is actually kind of this is a 15 gas. Now, normally this 15 gas indicates mech, but this is a TVP. So I'm not sure that's going to be the case. What do you
Oh,
make of
actually, yes, it will be the case because this is Avocado, and Avocado, he wants to play Mech versus Protoss.
Oh, I'm so excited!
Not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, I was talking to the guys yesterday about how I feel. We were just talking about the balance changes in general, and I was like, you know what? Mech wouldn't be so bad versus Protoss because Widow Mines may find a new home in this particular matchup because early on versus the new Stargate changes,
Yeah,
Widow Mines are really, really good against shutting that down quite
yeah,
easily.
absolutely.
So,
Of course, it is possible for an Oracle to get almost halfway into the Widow Mine range, see the Widow
then
Mine
get
pop
out,
up,
yep,
and then
and
get
then
out
get
before
out,
it actually
yep.
fires because it's so quick.
Yep.
So
yeah,
the
but it's
cool
just
thing
generally
is,
to protect your
yeah,
what's it called?
the worker line.
Alliance. Yeah. And of course, having a Thor out, that's just a very good unit in my opinion in this
Absolutely.
particular matchup. Unless you face Thor, unless you face Immortals, and of course Zealots. But yes, Avocado will be going for mech play.
I'm very excited. This is a treat. This is a rare treat that normally you only see on like a Husky StarCraft channel because it's just a little bit of a silly build, and you know people tend to play around with it at the sub pro levels, I would say. But this looks like, you know, we have some
Oh,
legitimate
dude,
players.
this
some
is
legitimate
totally
talent.
legit. This
I
guy
believe it.
Avocado is a very, very strong player at Darkstar, and I respect him for doing this because this is like to be a really good player to want to make this work. It's like, yes,
It's doing a favor to esports too. If he makes
Yes.
it work, if he gets it solid, then you know maybe more players will do this, and that would be amazing. So we have a Stargate play coming from Like a Panda, probably going to go for that
Oracle.
super fast Oracle.
Yeah,
It
it's
used
kind
to
of
be good. It was great now.
It's a bit silly now. Like I can see that they wanted to justify getting an Oracle because there was always that, okay, I've invested into this, I'm screwed because they have a defense up, and it's like, or my Oracle died super fast. So
Yeah.
now Oracle's super good now against Terran. I'd say that they even have a place versus Zerg in a way.
Yeah, well, they've been good against Zerg if you
Not as good,
surprise it,
obviously.
but yeah, it doesn't really have a very strong follow-up. A few spores can shut it down pretty well, and with the speed change, you know, who knows? Maybe it becomes a little bit more viable.
That, or you could just hallucinate a.
That's true, because it's actually now the quicker unit, so hallucinating an Oracle is about as useful as, or maybe even more useful than hallucinating a Phoenix.
It is because it'll force you to pull your drones, so
Yeah.
it's like it'll do economic damage unless he just doesn't care and you know take that gamble that he's gonna lose like 5 drones. So
Yeah. So Avocado got an SCV into the main, but only barely not scouted like a Panda Stargate, so he did see the pylon back here, but that could be anything, really.
yeah, man. I mean, seriously, at this point, it could be a Twilight Council, it could be robotics. Well, not really a robotics to be honest, because you normally don't hide. I've noticed this trend: you never really hide a robotics behind
No.
the mineral line.
No, that's true. Interesting, like a Panda getting the cannon. Avocado did get a mine up, so, but he hasn't actually scouted. Like a Panda hasn't actually scouted Avocado at all. So he's doing this blind, and this is a bit of a curious play. Maybe it's because he saw something not happening that was his response. Oracle now going to start working away at these workers. Viking coming out. This looks like it was a very, very much a planned response. Like, okay, I'm going to set my build up so that if an Oracle does come in, I will be able to get out of Viking relatively quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he was expecting the Oracle, and fortunately, Terrans do have mules. So even though he did lose, I think 4 workers, if I'm not mistaken, 6 workers killed. Ouch! I guess that must be with the scouting worker as well.
Yeah.
So even then, it's not. If he does eventually tech into a third, or like transition into a third, that'd be really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly enough, oh yeah, right. Avocado didn't have an engineering bay yet, so he's getting that up now. It's going to allow him to make turrets. Viking is out, so it's going to at least take a few pot shots if this Oracle decides to go back again. But more valuable than that for like a Panda.
Oh, there was a medevac drop actually.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, there was a medevac drop. If we look, there is a big green dot moving across the map.
Absolutely, and the photon overcharge has been enabled on the main. We guess we sort of missed that. Whoops.
Yeah.
It's fine. Avocado is not done any damage with it, at least not any permanent damage. Nothing was killed off.
This is nice.
Yep,
I like
we're
it.
going to be able to deny that third. And actually, this probably indicates that Avocado wants to
The
quick it.
main Oracle. It's in the main. And just
additional
barely
kills.
will escape.
If I can get
Yeah,
a few
the
shots
Viking
off.
man.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
pretty good.
good.
Exactly as you say. Now, the interesting thing is that because Avocado is going to be denying the third, it looks like he wants to take a quick third himself. In fact, there's a command center. And if you know, for mech play, that makes total complete sense.
Oh my god, he's going Zealot legs.
Yeah.
If we see, oh my god, and he's gonna be making Hellbats.
Ooh, Hellbats, that's going to be good, especially with the Blue Flame. These is going to make for some very, very cost-effective drops. We all remember how Hellbat drops used to be before the nerf to the Hellbat damage. And, you know, Avocado's going to be able to play with exactly those Hellbats.
And Banshee.
And the Banshees. That's a little bit of an interesting play. Now, you don't actually see a lot of early Cloak Banshees because...
And a drop at the third. I like the natural lettuce, sorry.
Oh,
My bad, my bad.
no kills for the Terran player just yet. Avocado is he's definitely making sure that Like a Panda has to be everywhere. The cannons are, of course, something that Avocado wish were not here. Phoenixes are going to be able to pick off the medevac.
Oh, they're all stacked. All the probes were stacked,
Oh.
but the Hellions, they couldn't kill that many. 5 workers killed to 7. Not sure if it justifies those pokes, but the good thing is he has an idea about what his opponent is doing, and I think he should be licking his chops because we all know that Hellbats were initially designed as a hard counter to late game Zealots with charge.
Absolutely, and this you know, Hellbats with especially with the Flu Blade are going to be excellent at taking them out very, very quickly. Meaning that what Like a Panda probably perceives as to be a pretty correct response to a mech play could actually be detrimental in this situation.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, now Like a Panda has identified the mech. He is getting Immortals. He's also getting a Storm, which is really, really good because Hellbats aren't really that quick when they're in Hellbat form, actually. No. They're fast in Hellion form, slow in Hellbat form, and I think this is a really smart way to play it because initially he was like, alright, I'm just going to go Zealot Archon, but he's like, whoa, Zealot Archon won't be so great, Storm would be excellent, and also using it on stationary tanks, it does do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, I think if a tank without upgrades, well actually any tank because the upgrades don't matter for the Storm, if a tank gets hit by a Storm from beginning to end, it will actually completely kill it off.
Oh, ouch. I mean, that's... Sure, that of course a tank, I think one tank will pretty much eat an entire radius of the... Well, can it kill 2 tanks? Or
well, I think you... No, the radius is a little bit bigger, so you can actually, if the tanks are clumped up, you can actually kill off multiple tanks with a single Storm.
I think it's like, what, 4 tanks, maybe?
Probably, if you clump them really tight together, maybe even 9, but that's, you know, that's stretching.
9 is with 1 Storm?
Yeah,
really?
you can clump tanks pretty closely.
I don't know, man. I think you're thinking of the days when Dragon used to, like, literally just make a tank bridge and put his tanks off the map. Like, those were the days, man. And all these probes, they're kind of exposed right now. But
yeah,
so
nice pick off
Hellions.
by Avocado. Getting the weak spot, of course, is going to get cleaned up. The third is now going down.
I don't think he cares at this point. I mean, look at his mineral bank. He can afford to... say he really just wants more production facilities, to be honest, so he can just dump those minerals even more effectively.
A lot of tanks coming out here from Avocado, who is now full on in a mech mode. There's no turning back if there ever was. Immortal drop going to be coming up for Like a Panda, who also picks up one of the Hellions. And this is where Avocado is probably weakest, I think, this particular point, because he's already into mech, but he doesn't quite have the army to defend all of his bases.
To be honest, those Banshees could be the saving grace because he doesn't have any detection right now. So if those Banshees cloak and focus down the more important units, he should be fine. Come on, Banshees, cloak! They need to cloak! Yes, they've cloaked! But he still sees them. I think there might be a sentry, but guess what? The entire Protoss army dies dramatically.
Yeah, Hellbats are good units, even against Immortals, it turns out.
Oh, yes. Because they're light, so Immortals don't do that much damage.
Yeah, absolutely. So Avocado is able to push this away, evening up the resources lost. So, you know, any advantage that Like a Panda had pretty much died with that push, I think. They're pretty much in even ground, both on 3 bases. Like a Panda doesn't exactly have the gas on those, but I imagine he'll take those.
Something interesting, Ryder?
What's that?
Just look at the supply tab, man. I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. I mean... Like a Panda had an opportunity there, but I just feel that he got a bit too ahead of himself. He didn't expect Avocado to have such good macro, and it turned out that Avocado's unit composition, getting those Banshees, to be honest, I feel is what saved him there.
Yeah, Banshees
because they literally... That, and they also absorbed so much, like all the Templar was so focused on the Banshees that they kind of ignored to storm the Hellbats.
Storms would have been very good. I think actually a Storm, a Hellbat will survive 1 Storm, but not 2.
Yeah, but if you carpet the area with storms, it'll do damage to like every unit as opposed to feedback, which will just help focus down some units. So I
Absolutely
bet he
true.
just panicked.
Yeah.
Thought he could snipe all the banshees immediately. I also panicked because I thought he could snipe all the banshees immediately. Turned out banshee's pretty darn robust, man. So in the end, everything else is just allowed to live and do damage. And yeah,
This is actually starting to look like a very, very good game for Avocado. He's held off this aggressive push at this sort of weaker stage where Avocado doesn't have enough army to spread out. Fortunately, like a Panda attacked pretty much into that army, sacrificing a lot of those valuable Templar and some of those Immortals, and didn't get ahead out of that. And now Avocado's in a good position to do that 200-200 push. But of course, it's going to be the follow-up to that push when both armies sort of solve each other out. If Avocado doesn't win, which is a lot of the time in mech, I feel, then it's that follow-up that's actually going to determine the fate of the game. So we're going to have to see how that's going to play out.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, right now, what Like a Panda could have done was actually go for carriers, because carriers in this situation would be excellent.
Yes.
Because the Thor's range, I think the carriers can outrange the Thors, and the Thors are the only dedicated anti-air that is
That's
available
true.
to.
The anti-air
Avocado.
for Protoss is actually is the Thors, and that's the biggest weakness. If you get, for instance, a lot of well, as you say, carriers, Tempest even are very good to be able to
Oh
pick
yeah,
these off.
Tempest would be like.
The only thing you
good.
really have to worry about as a Protoss is that the Thors, of course, do splash, and there's a lot of air units that have a tendency to clump up. If you get a lot of Void Rays, a few good focus fires can actually do a lot of damage there. So you have to be careful. And this is actually Avocado's 200-200 push. This is where he might
Yeah.
take it. Oh, Mothership Core
He's
getting
gonna
too
take
eager.
it. This is kind of a no contest. Look at how many Thors are on the field. There's just so much mech over here. Avocado is nearly maxed out while the Protoss is still sitting at 150 supply. And also one reason why I brought up the fact that carriers would be really good here because of their DPS. I mean, of course, the Tempest, they do have that ridiculous range, but when it comes to sheer DPS, they'd only be able to do a lot of damage to the Thors themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that Like a Panda was caught with his pants down here. It's very rare as a Protoss to face this, and to face a guy which does it well.
Yeah, absolutely. Avocado played this out, I think, about as good as you could have, and it shows in the results. There come the Manor Mules. He is get out of this game. There's the GG, and Darkstar has their first win, convincing fashion with mother effing mech. I love it, man. I love it. So yeah, I mean, this is a great excuse for every Terran player to try out mech, because see, you can do it if you do it like this.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
there's of course, I'm betting there's more vulnerabilities to be exploited by Protoss, but I don't know. I feel that maybe mech is gonna have a chance in TVP. I'd hope so. Would be awesome.
To be honest, I think Avocado may have found the weak, like, you know, that missing link?
Yeah.
Like the weakness of the mech build, which was like, how do you deal with that particular comp? Like dealing with Immortal, Zealot, Templar.
Yeah.
And that was Banshees. Banshees and really strong macro.
And the upgrades, because the upgrades are now the same for ground and air mech. Essentially, you only have to upgrade. But I think in this game, Avocado got mainly the mech attack upgrades, meaning that your Banshees benefit. Like these very valuable and important components to making this mech work are now benefited by everything you've been doing anyway.
Yes, ground and air, man. So the Banshees are getting stronger, the ground units were getting stronger, everything was getting stronger. So, damn, man, that was a good game.
Yeah, it was amazing. I love to see stuff like this, and I'm hoping that for everybody who's watching who plays StarCraft, this is a good chance to try something new. Just do this.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Really sick play, really sick play. And also sick is this picture of Bill Gates handing a Xbox over the 12 years ago to the first guy to purchase an Xbox.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's a pretty sick picture.
I saw the same version of the picture for the PS4, which launched yesterday, which is now out, which you can get if you have money and interest in getting a PlayStation 4.
Dude, I really want to just like the beauty of the PlayStation and all these next gen consoles is all the streaming built in.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's gonna be
pretty
good. But like, I'm just really excited about a game like Destiny. I just really want to
Oh
play
yes, yes, dude, I'm excited about Titanfall, but I
Yeah.
think Titanfall is going to be on PlayStation. I'm not sure. Like
I
initially,
think
it
it's
was
gonna launch on Xbox One, and then later come to PlayStation. I
Yeah,
think that's how they're
yeah,
gonna do it.
that's going to be pretty sweet to be honest. Like I don't mind games like that because nowadays AAA titles being exclusive, if they're made by a third party, what's it called? Like a third party production house.
Right.
It's just so expensive. It's like how do you deal with that? And Day9 is playing Hearthstone.
Oh crap! Gotta tune out and gotta tune in, but we're still finishing this up.
Yes, and this is game number 4, so Multi, please cheese.
we
Nah, Multi, you take your time. I've got 2 monitors, man. I can do both.
Oh, that's actually so sick. I can't because my second monitor is full of stuff because we're casting and I'm the guy streaming. It's
God damn it! You said that you promised that you would never have porn on.
well, I don't have. I don't have porn on now.
You kind of scared me there, because suddenly I can just hear some minimizes, and I'm like, what?
Not on stream. I mean, who would do that? I don't have porn on. Of course not. Why would I do that? I'm completely focused on the games. Now, to be honest, though, I did have Home Story Cup up, but it just got covered in other windows. So I was like, let's close that. Home Story Cup is also going on right now, so you've got plenty of stuff to view. So thank you guys for watching this. Here's the leader video. In the bottom left corner of Frost, as our green Protoss player from Team Darkstar, we have Multi.
Yes, and his opponent spawning at the top right-hand side, a fellow Protoss from Love Your Girlfriend, though. Lissandro. Lissa Sandro.
You know what the downside is of mech in TVP?
A what?
Whatever match follows is going to be a little bit of a disappointment because it's not mech in TVP.
What? I don't follow.
That's the only downside of mech in TVP is that whichever game comes after that is going to be a little bit disappointing because it's not also mech in TVP.
Yes, Oh man, I kind of was like, all right, who is this match? And why does he like? I was about to like break out, the chain and stuff, and just like say that, who is this match? I will fight him, and I will kill him. But man, although both of these players will actually have to find each other, and not in a philosophical way, because you can spawn anywhere on this particular map. A very large map, actually, Ryder.
Yeah, very very large. For PvP, it's actually almost uncomfortably large. Like, of course, you do have the for the early aggression. If you do it based off of warp gates, you're completely fine. There's nothing really changing, except for the fact that this walking distance. So, like your first few units, you're gonna send those out a lot earlier. So it's going to be a lot easier for your opponent to figure out what it is that you're doing, just because they have a bigger window. But it's really in the mid and the later stages where hitting a particular attack timing is just a lot harder because the map is so large.
Yes, indeedio. Yes, indeedio.
So we have similarly timed cybercores. Actually, I say that, but that's not true. Multis has been up for half the time.
Multis is a bit sharper, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then again, if Multi does go on the attack, and his opponent will have the defender's advantage, because even though Protoss can warp in quite instantaneously, you still have to work a lot of your warp prisms or robotics across the field. Maybe if you got warp prism with speed, that could be a way of getting across the map fast, but still, defender's advantage.
Absolutely. We're already seeing the first deviation. Lissandro looks like he probably wants to open up with that that 3-stalker opener.
Whoa, he canceled his mothership. That was weird. Yeah, he actually... Yeah, Lissandro, he started, then he canceled it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you can't really get a mothership core up and get 3 stalkers up, so looking like he just reprioritized at the last moment. That's one of those things where if you do a lot of different builds, you tend to automate particular parts of it, like getting a mothership core or chrono boosting at a particular time. even
Yeah.
when that doesn't really fit whatever build you're doing right then. So maybe it was just that. There's 2 additional stalkers. Pylon's gonna finish up right here. Actually.
Stargate from Multi.
Oh, so Multi, I would say, is already getting into this game now. The Stargate play is we've actually seen an SCV rush game this week where in a PvP one of the players went for mass phoenixes, and it was
Yes.
so effective. And I'm not sure. Proxy Stargate for Lysandro.
Oh, what?
This is funky. So both players going Stargate, one of them proxying it. And
Wait,
this is-
did he scout his opponent? Does he know that he's there? Like,
He knows
or
that
did
he's
they
there.
change it?
He knows that he's there, but because he scouted, but he doesn't know that there's
Oh,
a
okay.
Stargate. So this could actually be a little bit funky because Multi can transition into this sort of mid-game Phoenix style, getting air dominance. And Lysandro is going to have a little bit of a trouble time with that because his only Stargate is out in the middle of the map. But it's probably going to be an Oracle, I imagine. There's no real reason to proxy it otherwise.
Game.
I have no idea. We got to pause over here. There's some lag. Multi says it's probably him. He has shit internet.
That
Oh, we
happens.
don't have referee, so I can't say that this is
Game
true.
resumed.
And
Oh,
catches a stalker for free. It looks like they will go down though.
yeah, that's a nice
And-
free pickup pretty much for Multi, giving him a huge edge in this game already. Lysandro only with 2 stalkers. The warpcade is done for Multi, meaning that he's going to have ample time to.
Oh,
warp
he's
in
got a
whatever.
void ray as well on the field. This is pretty nice. Looking good for Multi at the moment.
Yeah, he's pretty much set up to defend. This Stargate, making an Oracle, I don't think is even gonna do much. Like, Multi's just gonna. Oh, great force fields, gets another Stalker.
Oh, if he had gotten both of those stalkers, he would be in the driver's seat, but he's already picked up 2 for free, so
Yeah,
still looking really, really good for Multi at the moment.
absolutely.
But that
Getting
Oracle-
a Phoenix up now, this is a great follow-up. Oracle coming in. I wonder, actually, if Multi is getting this Phoenix because he expects the Oracle, considering what he's
Yeah,
seen.
but he supply blocks
Oh!
the Phoenix. The Phoenix can't come out, man.
There's
well,
already one
actually,
out,
the
though.
next Phoenix. Oh, yep, but if there were 2.
Oh, good pick off. That's still 4 worker kills. Not the greatest. Not sure if that's
Exactly.
worth the Oracle. It's definitely not worth the proxying of the Oracle.
Like, this is why I was saying, like, if he wasn't supply blocked, he would have been able to maybe cut that Oracle skills down in half to
Oh, yeah.
2. And because in a mirror match, you always want to have as much of an advantage as possible because it is a mirror match. Your
Yeah.
opponent has the exact same stuff available to him as you do. So, end of the day, you don't want to make any mistakes.
Absolutely. It's kind of like that story where if you have 10 Marines and your opponent has 11 Marines, you're not going to have 1 Marine remaining in the end. You're going to have a lot of Marines remaining because that's how it works. That's just how the game works. Having a little
Unless
bit
you
more
just,
stuff-
like, move command into the other guy's
Well,
ring.
yeah, of course. I mean, assuming that everything else in the engagement is completely equal, which it rarely is. So having a bigger advantage just gives you such a huge lead in any given situation. And it looks like Multi is looking to expand here, which Lysandro beat him to the punch. So
Yeah,
at
and
least
if
he
we
has
look
that.
at supplies, Ryder, it's like he's caught up quite significantly. I mean, at one point there was over 10 difference
Right.
in supply, and now he's just eking closer and closer. Already, like, cut it just in half, I'd say.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that Lysandro has a minor probe lead, and this earlier Nexus is going to extend that by quite a bit more. We saw Multi's hallucination come in here, scout the Nexus, scout the Void Ray. I think this is going to trigger a move out. Multi is going to see what damage he can do. I'm not sure if this is going to do much. At least he's going to be able to pick off some of the. Yeah, and he's gonna find his target, I think, which is gonna shut down Lysandro's Stargate production for quite a bit.
I don't know, man. Like, I think he will have to check it out because those particular, like, the attack timing just seemed a bit too fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And being a master player, you tend to note those type of like timings and stuff. So
Yeah,
now
the-
he's found this.
Minor
And,
variance.
supply blocked him nicely. But guess what? Lysandro is already one step ahead. Had 2 pylons of production.
Yep.
Although he's currently supply capped, so
Yeah, you want to try to preempt that, and Lysandro did a pretty decent job at that. Is not going to remake the Stargate, is going to go into robotics facility instead.
Yeah, I kind of like this. To be honest, at this point, I would have gone into Twilight Council just to try and get a blink up or something like that up. But considering that it's crunch time,
Yeah.
getting robotics would be fine because that way you'll have the mortals to deal with the ground forces a bit better.
Yeah, but there's
And
primarily an Air Force here for Multi who has got a 5 Phoenixes up.
yeah, he's gonna lift everything, man.
Yeah, this is
gonna
going to be a
lift
very
everything.
ugly fight. Multi could even swoop in and try to pick off the Void Rays before the battle begins, giving his Stalkers a little bit more weight in his engagement. Oh, Multi forcing a Photon Overcharge, and here's Lysandro engaging the army before Multi's Phoenixes make it in. Actually, this is a great engagement for him.
Oh, Multi has no reinforcement pylon. This is horrible for Multi. He's pretty much thrown everything away. Like the little advantages he built, he's thrown it across the room, man.
Yeah, Lysandro taking every chance to eke out a little bit more of his own advantage. This engagement was very good. Multi should not have moved his Phoenixes up into the main line and the main. He did force a Photon Overcharge, meaning that it would not be available for the natural. But, you know, Lysandro just got such a good trade-off there, and Multi doesn't really have anything to compensate for that otherwise.
Yeah, and there's now a massive supply distance. Multi being really cute here, lifting up a few stalkers that will help him a little bit, but Lysandro doesn't really care. He's trying to go for a killing blow right now because he realizes that Multi just lacks a proper ground army. Where is Multi's... Oh, Mothership Core, actually. I'm actually worried about this. Like, oh, the Mothership Core does not have enough energy yet for an Overcharge Rider.
Oh, that's going to be hurtful. This is actually a way bigger army, and I think Lysandro is just going to crush it and win it. There's the GG. Good game
Wow.
from both players. It looked a little bit back and forth, but it seems that Lysandro was in the driver's seat for most of that game.
Yeah, this is a little bit sad. Royal for Multi, that is excellent play from Lysandro. He dug himself out of the grave that he put himself in, and he made it look rather easy in the end.
Yeah,
Um,
like he was
Multi,
meant to
though?
win that.
Yeah, it was like he was like chosen by the heavens that you, Lysandro.
The
shall
gods
have
of
your
build order
answer.
indicated that. Yeah, it's actually pretty impressive to win after you lost your proxy Stargate and your Oracle didn't really do anything, and you lost. He lost so much in the early stages of the game, but his transition was just so good. He knew exactly the units that he needed. He knew exactly what he could get away with, and it was that one engagement, that key engagement, out in front of Lysandro's natural, where he got such a good trade-off that, you know, it became from, you know, having just an edge in terms of how he followed it up to having an overwhelming advantage that he pushed to a win. So great play by him.
Oh my goodness, I'm actually watching day 9. What? Why did this guy GG? It's like I'm watching day 9, he's got 1 HP, he doesn't have a single taunt on the field, and he's facing a druid.
Okay.
And you know what the druid can do, right? It's like a druid naturally has his hero powers, basically gives himself 1 damage and 1 armor.
Oh yeah, he gives himself. Yeah.
Oh, he's trolling him right now, day 9. He's not ending the turn. It's like, because basically day 9 tried a Hail Mary play. He played all his cards,
Yeah.
but it's like the druid has 2 HP. And he doesn't have any more cards to play. He even used his own hero power, and as a hunter, it's like deal 2 damage. So the druid just needs to use his own hero power, which is gives himself 1 attack and 1 armor, and just attack.
Right.
It's GG.
That's funny, man. I'm gonna have to tune into that after we are done casting.
Yep.
Because I'm always like, I like players who are, well, I mean, I like Day 9 in general. He's a great
Oh,
entertainer.
he's trolling him now. He's waiting. He doesn't. Oh, there we go. He's using it.
Like, I'm a big fan of players who, as they play, they explain their thought process very thoroughly. Like, these are my options, and I'm going to pick this one because of this reason. And Day 9 is one of those players that does that very well. Another player I really like watching for that reason is Total Biscuit. He does the same thing, and it's an absolute joy because it feels like you're understanding the game, even though you may not have played it yet.
Wait, like which game? StarCraft or like other games that TB plays?
No, in Hearthstone as well.
Oh, okay, because like I don't know, a friend of mine tells me that he's actually terrible at.
Well, he
Hearthstone.
does have a series that is called "I Suck at StarCraft." So,
Yeah, but like at Hearthstone.
oh, in Hearthstone.
Yeah, because apparently he has a deck that consists of legendaries, and it sounds epic. Like, doesn't it sound epic when you hear a deck of legendaries? Doesn't that just make
Yeah.
you shudder? Like, whoa, that must be the most powerful deck ever, right? But it's actually terrible. Like, you can't play with a deck of legendaries because most of the legendaries are late game cards.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you'll have maybe one for the early game, and the rest of your deck is what you have to like wait 10 turns
Yeah.
before you can like do anything.
His
So.
deck was based entirely on let's not die and get legendaries out. It was such a fun deck to watch though. So we're gonna
Yeah.
go into this next game. It is on Whirlwind Ladder Edition between Love Your Girlfriend's Winter the Zerg and Darkstar Shadowlock a Terran. So we're gonna get another matchup that we haven't seen today. I'm excited.
I'm very excited because Shadowlock is a TVZ specialist. Last
Oh.
time I saw him play, he utilizes a lot of drop play in this matchup, and we do know that Winter is a very, very strong Zerg. I think last season he was Grandmaster, if I'm not mistaken,
Really?
or he beat a Grandmaster. I think it was like we casted one of his games.
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
I think he
Vaguely.
was the one which beat a Grandmaster.
Oh. Right, well,
Yeah.
let's go to the leader video and get ourselves psyched up for this next game. Alright, and in the top right corner of Whirlwind LE, we have from Team Darkstar, our Terran player in the green trunks, it is Shadowlock.
Yes, and his opponent today spawning in the purple trunks on the top left-hand side of Whirlwind. We have Love Your Girlfriend's Winter. Trying out all the symbols, Ryder.
Good luck, have fun. Interested smileys, happy
I think
smiley.
it's half a smile.
Oh,
Is that what he's trying to say? That it's like half. It's like you know those like random comics or something where you'd see a character with like his mouth is totally open, but it looks like it's half of its mouth instead of the full mouth
right.
because you're looking at it from a side view. So
Oh yeah. I think I know what you mean, and it's a very interesting way to greet your opponent for sure.
exactly, that just makes you think of a deformed, cute little
Yeah.
comic book
It,
creature.
it might
so-
actually be part of his play to throw his opponent off as early as possible.
D9 is trying to get the RNG to work because there's a card which is summon animal companion, right?
Right.
So it's like it randomly selects an animal companion, so he's just waving the card around, trying to get it to summon the one he wants. So back to this game,
Yeah,
though.
Winter did an interesting little thing with his drone.
Yep.
He moved it out into the middle of the map to take the watchtower.
Oh, you know why he did that, right?
Yeah, that's for proxies, isn't it?
Yes. This map is infamous for proxy play, especially from the likes of Terran players, where you can put a couple of bunkers in the center. Oh, well, actually, not bunkers. That would just be random proxy. Like,
Just
deal with
like 4
this.
bunkers in the
Deal
middle
with
of the
these
map.
pair of bunkers. It's like everybody GG's out from that. Spoiler alert. That's how the pros play. So it's like a couple of barracks could have been plopped out in the middle of the map. It's because a Terran has like they can just send an SCV down the line and just scout a lot faster. And by having it in the center of the map, it's like it's not too close to a location that may not be your opponent's base.
But if
You
you're
just-
gonna proxy, there's really no
Yeah.
better place to put it than right there.
Exactly, it's like the paths, like the pathing on this map. You'll usually end up avoiding the center of the map, and if you come anywhere close to it, there is of course the high grass, so you can't really see what's beyond the grass. So
Indeed, it is. We can actually see that, by the way, this SCV loops around the side. You can actually see that it's only barely out of the range of the watchtower. So anything in here is generally not going to be scouted by just someone looking for his opponent, which Winter is very, very aware of in this game. Already quick speed, nothing else. It's probably going to try to get up the 3 hatches as quickly. Shadowlock doing a command center first opener on this map, and it's looking like it's just going to be a very, very standard game from both of these players.
yeah, man. I mean, it's looking pretty sweet at the moment. I like the Shadowlock win for this command center on the high ground because there's some Zergs that just want to be a bit aggressive on this particular map because it's a big map, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be forced to play macro on it.
Yeah.
That there's like like a written rule or an unwritten rule that you can't be aggressive. So I like the fact that he's done it on the high ground, is playing it safe, and now secures his natural. Already has the bunker up. The Zerglings will get to see it, and they'll be greeted by a hail of gunfire.
Ooh, actually gets all of them out.
tries. Actually, no, he tries to kill the last Zergling. I like that move from Shadowlock. That shows some high tier level of play over there, and I think we'll be seeing the third hatch from the Zerg soon, as he's floating above 200 minerals.
Absolutely.
Or we could actually see an additional queen.
Yeah, just getting a lot of queens out to spread a little creep and defend against these early Hellions. I'm actually surprised he's only getting 3. Normally, if you go... well, he does get, of course, Zergling speed, so it's not entirely gasless. But for a lot of these low gas plays, you see 4, sometimes even 6 queens to help defend this.
Yeah. I still remember the 6 queen strat. It was right after the queen's range was buffed from 4 to 5. And it was so good.
Actually, nice few pickups there by Shadowlock cleaning out all the Zerglings. One SCV almost bites the dust.
Actually, one already did bite the dust, and this is the second one which nearly died as well. And finally does secure his third hatch, and is also getting down 10 Zerglings. So I kind of like this. He's not leaving himself exposed and being too greedy.
Yeah.
But we do see Shadowlock's response, which is Cloak Banshee.
Oh yeah, that's a great follow-up. Hellion the Cloak Banshee is, I'd say, a bit of a newer style. We've seen it a lot more recently. It's just a really great way to catch your opponent off guard. Especially because, whoa, that's a nice little pickup there by Shadowlock, supply blocking his opponent there.
But he can't really get to the other Overlord, as it is on the high ground, so these Marines are just hunting for stray Overlords. Oh, actually no, that's in a different spot, so that Overlord should be fine. The Zerglings are in the natural. This is such a nice play here by Winter, who's playing very lifestyle-ish. And will end up picking off actually, no, will not pick off that Hellion. It just barely survives.
With 10 HP, that's pretty close. That just shows you that you can't really leave the door open against a Zerg who wants to be a little bit aggressive. And Winter invested a little bit in Lings and getting a good return on it, I'd say. So far, killing 5 workers this game. Meaning that that little run by there, which cost him, well, what, 8, 10 Lings maybe? Got him 4 worker kills, which in this game, as economic as it's currently getting, is actually a pretty big win.
Yeah, Cloak is not done yet, so this Banshee has to be a little careful. As I say that, though, Cloak does finish. So the Banshee does go to work. A couple of drones already dead. A few more should go down. Worker kills are now actually in favor of Shadowlock by 2, now by 3. These queens are just licking their chops, waiting, saying that, yeah, just wait.
Just you wait, buddy. We'll get you.
Oh, and Shadowlock is going to be going for mech play.
Oh, very interesting. Not actually a terribly odd transition from what he's got already. And this early damage is really going to help him get his mech play rolling before Zerg gets too far ahead. A lot of Hellions out is going to keep on the pressure with that. I kind of like how both of these players are taking command of the game and really trying to have their army active out on the map, doing as much damage as they can without being too crazy about it and just, you know, running stuff in and losing all of their early map control. Ooh, great hit there by the Hellions.
Yeah, the Hellions, it's just, he hasn't really identified what play this is right now.
This is a big tip-off. This many Hellions is very uncommon.
I actually had this many Hellions the other day, and it turned out he was still going by.
Oh, another run by, which we may have missed. Oh, Winter is going to get up in the main and going to see factory. Hey, there's another factory. Hey, there's 2 armories right there. Oh, he doesn't actually see those yet. Sees one. Is he gonna see the other one? Because that is pretty much, yeah, that's the second armory. And that's pretty much a confirmation. Okay, this is indeed mech. If he had any doubts, they would be resolved right now. But man, Shadowlock's got to close this door.
Yeah, man, Shadowlock, he's got to identify the fact that leaving this door open. Even the drone wanted to get in there. Saying that,
Maybe not.
We like this base. So many Lings just all over the map right now, and he's still sticking to Lings. And the longer he sticks, on this Ling tech, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah. Oh, 2 Banshees in here, going to try to do a bit of damage. And organically going to get a lot of good kills, but again, these Zerglings are going to try to break down the bunker.
I think they will be successful.
Oh
I mean,
yes,
they're-
only
Oh,
just.
The Hellions are coming back as well because he knows he needs to hold this. He splits some of his lings, sends some to the natural. He does lock the main though, so this should be all she wrote. But just so many workers killed right now by Winter.
Yeah, I mean, both players are actually going at it. They really, really hate their opponent's worker line, it seems. And
More lings coming from Winter.
Shadowlock's gonna have to be careful because every time he leaves a little bit of a gap, or every time he takes a little bit too much distance, then these links find a way to get in there. And you know, getting a draft in your house is annoying enough, but if this draft is actually Zerglings with 1/1, that's just terrible, man.
Yeah, man, but I gotta say, the fact that he still refuses to tech into roaches is starting to become a bit of a problem. He is gonna try and flank though, but the Zerglings in the front have pretty much melted. And the second that Shadowlock gets Blue Flame, this is just gonna be horrible for Winter, even without Blue Flame. Look at these Hellions just eat through the front lines. The Hellions are taking Winter apart right now.
Yep, a few Zerglings came in here, I believe. But that's all over now. As all these workers, they're lining up. They are lining up, and that's
to line
that.
up, man.
Holy
This is
crap!
So much damage.
There is so much damage being done by these Hellions, just purely because Winter doesn't have the right units to deal with this appropriately. But he's gonna stick to Zerglings because that's gonna give him that mobility. He does not want to deviate from his desired play, even in the face of impossible odds. And I'd say Hellions, especially when Bloomflame finishes up against Zerglings, are about as impossible of odds as you're gonna get.
I just realized something. There's a pack of Zerglings, actually a massive pack of Zerglings at the natural of Winter that isn't really doing anything.
Oh yeah.
No, not this pack, the other
Oh
pack.
right. That was over here.
Well,
yeah.
it's moving now, so still that pack. If it was actually idle during that initial attack, it would be great. But this is really great. Gets a really good surround. Only a few Taurs on the field, and Taurs will take a while to kill all that. But forces a pull on all of these SCVs, so that's really good. I wish that Winter would check the third, though.
Yeah, this base is currently very, very open, and especially for the harassy style that Winter seems to be going for. A lot of lings all over the map trying to pick and prod and find the holes in the in Shadowlock's defenses. This is not even a hole. There's
Wait for
just
it.
a wall implies that there's a wall wherein there can be a hole. This is just an open space where Winter gets to do everything, and he finds it, picks off some mules. It's some good damage. That's energy. That's just not doing anything. But Shadowlock's army is gonna ward this away for now.
Yeah, I mean, Zerglings are pretty good versus Thors, but there's just too many Thors and too many Hellbats on the field right now, so even if you did get us around, I think all the Zerglings would have melted and it would have been a cost-effective trade. Is going to go for +2 Carapace, though, and gets 11 Roaches, and I think we should be seeing an Infestation Pit soon from Winter, because he does have a Spire up, and I don't think he will be taking it to Muta, because against that many Thors, it's not really that great to
No,
go
you can magic box all you want, but that's not going to help much.
Yeah, I mean, just especially this many Thors, man, and especially with the +2/+2, it's not going to be really great. If the Mutalisk had +2, though, would have been really great. We do see an Infestation Pit along with a Hydralisk Den on the way. Hydralisk Den kind of interesting to me because I wouldn't personally go Hydralisks. Sure, there are no tanks at the moment, but still.
I think it's to complement. One, he needs something to be able to take on the large number of Banshees that Shadowlock seems to be getting. And with these mech upgrades being the same, the Banshees are even more dangerous than they would have been in the past. So I think Winter realizes that he's going to have something to counteract that. Not to mention, if he's going for the Swarm Host play, what Terran is likely to be getting is maybe 1 or 2 Ravens to help detect that, so he doesn't have to keep scanning. And he wants to be able to pick off the detection.
Oh, he's got units in Shadowlock's base again. I just don't understand this. It's like...
Apparently,
it's like Tom and Jerry, man.
Yeah,
It's
Shadowlock
like,
was born in a barn, and he keeps leaving the door open, keep letting the Zerglings in. His mom told him 1,000 times, but that's not gonna fly. Winter's going to be able to abuse that as much as he wants to. And this is Shadowlock moving out, clearing creep. I don't know if he has an army capable of actually applying some real pressure.
How many units are on the field for Winter right now? He does have 17 Roaches and 8. Yeah, I think he has enough. He just needs to clear out. Yep, he just needs to win this, and he should actually take the game because this is a lot of expensive tech, and he's taken the tank though, but he took too long to take the tank down. It did so much damage, and those Thors, they're standing so very tall, Ryder.
Yeah, and this is 2-2 against 1-1, which is just not a fight Winter really wants to take. The Banshee's doing so much damage, even without the cloak. There's no more Hydras. It doesn't really matter. I think actually Shadowlock is looking to take this any time now. He's got the army. He can reinforce, and there's really nothing Winter can really do. His reinforcements are not enough to clean this up.
The problem is, a lot of those reinforcements will be coming from every which way, but I think he's going to go for a Hail Mary right now. If he can just let these drones tank for the rest of his army, things should be okay.
There's no rest
and
of the army! The drones just walk in! It's a sacrificial. Maybe if you give him these drones, he will back off and leave me to live.
A lot of Hydras are just trickling in from different angles. They do some damage, but they have no meat shields right now. Their meat shields are on the way, and I think somehow, some way, England prevails, and so does the Shadowlock.
Shadowlock is definitely looking in a solid position. The reinforcements are beginning to stream in from Shadowlock. A lot of tanks in there, some Hellbats, some more Thors. With the trouble that Winter's having holding this off is only going to be double by the time this army gets here. And I think this is where Winter is going to have to tap out to the new and improved mech play that Shadowlock is putting on display. GG, Darkstar Shadowlock takes the game, bringing the score up to 3-2 for this series of today, meaning that Love Your Girlfriend takes it with 1 point more than Team Darkstar. Does not get the overwhelming victory point, unfortunately. And tell us, Mish King, I'm sure you have the standings for the teams open somewhere.
Well, one moment, I'm currently was watching Hearthstone, so you kind of caught me there, bro.
I caught you with your proverbial pants down. That's okay.
Yes, which excites, so much excites. Yep, got the, thank God that Google Chrome actually have a recently closed option. So Love Your Girlfriend are currently, they had 23 points, and I think they'll be at 25, so Darkstar get a bonus point for winning the series, right?
No, Love Your Girlfriend is a 3-2 with Darkstar, and so they get 1 point.
Are you
more
sure?
Yeah. I mean, I can
It's
look
like-
at the match
Oh,
history.
right. Multi lost his game, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, Multi lost his game. Avocado and Shadowlock won. So yes, it's whoever wins the series gets a bonus point, correct?
Right, and they get Love Your Girlfriend gets another point because they have one more win.
Yes, so it's like they're 27 points. Team Darkstar will be at 24 points, and I think they're clearly in the lead. Both of these teams, like they're both still number 1 and number 2 in the in this clan league. But seriously, some really classy games coming out
Absolutely.
of Avocado and
I love the
Shadowlock,
prevalence of
huh?
mech. We've seen a lot of Terrans playing today. Actually, I made a mistake saying this is the first time we saw TVZ, because the first time we actually saw TVZ, it went by really fast with the Bunker Rush. But I'm sure if it wasn't a Bunker Rush, we could have seen even more mech. So I'm really, really excited about that. I love mech. I think it's awesome to watch. It gives us a lot of variety from good old standard bioplay.
Yeah, and I gotta say one thing though, like the one problem that I have with going with Hydralisks versus Mech is unless you have a massive army of roaches already,
Yeah.
having a small army of Hydra Roach when you're facing that many Thors.
No, that's not great.
Yeah,
the
especially
Hydras-
if you're not.
yeah.
Yeah, the upgrades as well. Like they didn't have 2/2 at least, so
Exactly.
yeah.
The Hydras
that
are a
didn't
nice addition to the Roach army, but they can't replace what the Roach army is. And then unfortunately, choices had to be made, and unfortunately Winter made the wrong choice there, and it cost him the game. So
You know what would
that's
have
how
been really cool though?
What's that?
If he had gone for the infestation pit and just upgraded his overlords with drop and speed,
That would have been
that would
awesome.
have been
Actually-
it's the best way to play versus
Yeah.
mech, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that Winter got he engaged that Roach transition very, very late in the game.
Yeah,
we
too
were
late.
marking that probably too late, and it gave him a very small window to start building that army, and Winter was just able to capitalize on the timing. And that's how you play StarCraft. You find the weakness and you break it wide open, and you shove your fist into it until you win the game.
That just didn't sound pleasant. But what is pleasant is that we've got a few more weeks of this Clan League left.
Absolutely.
So do check out Thunder Sports. Yeah, Thunder Sports. Yeah. Oh, Thunder Dog Esports. I kept like Thunder Sports, Thunder Sports, Thunder Dog Sports. Ho.
Yes.
So yeah, do check out our website, Thunder Sports.
ThunderDogEsports.com.
What is wrong with me?
That's okay, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, and follow my wonderful co-caster at the Mishking. He does other things. He does SCV Rush. He casts with, well, actually with me as well. With Nova Wolf, and I believe you do some castings.
Yes, from time to time, but I will not be casting with him on Thursdays, at least for the foreseeable future, as I've got some real life stuff that I need to do on Thursdays. And as you know, that due to my time zone restrictions, I end up casting pretty late. Like right now, it's actually pretty early. I think this is the fastest cast we've ever had.
Oh yeah, this is by far the fastest this tournament has ever gone, as far as casting it goes. So. Yeah, that just means we can go back. We can all go and watch Home Story Cup or watch Day 9 play Hearthstone. So that's gonna be.
I am going to do both.
As you should. Support esports. So thank you guys for watching. It's been amazing, good fun. I have been Ryder. You can follow me at RyderRockon. And tune in next week for more amazing games. The Mishking, it has been a pleasure to cast with you.
And as always, it has been a pleasure to cast with you too, sir. And you guys, we'll see you next week for the Thunderdog Esports, and we'll see you next Wednesday for the SCV Rush. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't be late. Don't be scarce. We will be there. So thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.